In the last 2-3 months, we've been sitting back and witnessing a genocide happening in Palestine at the Gaza Strip, where men, women, and mostly children are being unalived. Hospitals being bombed, schools being bombed, and our government is telling us that Hamas terrorists are in those buildings and using their fellow citizens as human shields. If my tax money is gonna fund this genocide, fund this heartbreaking atrocity, then I will certainly ask questions, and I will expose the lies that they've been feeding to us. You're probably thinking that this war is about occupation of land with a sprinkled in racism and Islamophobia, and you would be right about that. But by the end of this video, you will learn the truth and the reality about this genocide, as there's much more to this blindness than meets the eye. Before I start this episode, I have to shout out the creator that gathered this information and provided us with the reality on the war in Gaza, Richard Medhurst. Check out his channel, seriously, check out the full video that I am actually referencing. I will leave the link to his channel in the description below. This man is absolutely killing it when it comes to information. He tells it in such detail, I have to give credit where credit's due. Check him out, he's incredible. Links in the description. I'm actually going to start the video with the question of the day. What do you think the war in Gaza is about? Like I told you in the intro, you're more than likely going to say occupation of land, racism, Islamophobia, and you are right about that. However, world news sources, American news sources, Israeli news sources, can't tell you the truth. They'll tell you it's all of the above, but not the actual truth. As almost all of them are funded by the same that fund and lobby our politicians. AIPAC. I'll tell you about them a little later in the video. We have to look at this situation and ask ourselves, why are the United States, EU, UK, France, etc., why are all of them so involved in the war in Palestine? Is there something that they're gaining out of this? Because you know the United States does not get involved in anything if they have no profit and gain from whatever they're getting involved in. America is only in it for profit in whatever situation they get involved in. But the answer is yes, there's a vast gain. These are gonna get the prize of prizes if they accomplish what they've been trying to accomplish since 1948. Israel and multiple Western countries are trying to build something that will go through the tip of Gaza to the southern end in the city of Eilat, called the BEN GURION Canal. This canal will be the competitor to the famous Suez Canal in Egypt. Well, I don't know if you want to say competitor, as they're trying to eventually shut it down and wipe it off of the face of the earth. See, the Egyptian government and other Arabic nations know the significance of the Suez Canal. They know how important it is not just to the Egyptian economy, to every single Arabic nation's economy. That's why in 1956, Egypt said, F you, and they nationalized the Suez Canal, which is their right. It's on their property. They can do whatever the hell they want. Well, the UK and France said, F us? Well, hold my beer and my plate of beans for breakfast. On the 26th of July, 1956, they attacked Egypt, trying to regain control of this area again, as their shareholders were the ones that controlled the Suez Canal. This, of course, went nowhere. Innocent people lost their lives for no reason. The invaders of Egypt, the UK, France, and Israel all withdrew, as conflicts between the Soviet Union, the EU, and the United States started to boil a bit over. With their plans in shambles, they had to go another direction. 3 months later, on October 29th, Israel invaded Palestine, specifically the Gaza Strip. And this is where this whole situation comes to start. Israel and France knew exactly that they'd never be able to control the Suez Canal. Oh, you think Egypt's gonna allow that? So they figured, why not exterminate everyone in Gaza? Blame it on that Hamas terrorist group that Israel and friends have created, and we can build our own canal where we have control of all the trade and oil in the world. The Suez Canal's importance to world trade is vast, and the Western ally countries know this. 30% of worldwide trade goes through the Suez Canal. Over $1 trillion annually in trade go through that area of the world. Now they figured if we want to get this Ben Gurion Canal going, we gotta get rid of every single one of these motherfuckers in Gaza Strip. They gotta go. 2 million plus people, shove them all down to the southern border so we can build the Ben Gurion Canal right there on the tip of the Gaza Strip. They also tried to manipulate the Egyptian government to accept a deal with the United States that would completely eliminate their national debt, which the Egyptian government completely denies, as their foreign minister said there was no offered help with its debt by the United States and Israel in return for taking fleeing Palestinians. These bitch-made motherfuckers. I'm a war refugee. This hits home. But know that this doesn't stop here. Oh no. This gets deeper. The Gulf of Aden, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, right next to Ethiopia and Yemen, also play a major role in the construction and function of the Ben Gurion Canal. Hundreds of thousands of oil ships pass through this area of the world annually. The United States needs that area. No. They want that area. So Israel and other allies can control not only trading, but oil. And they've been trying to accomplish this for decades. They even attacked Yemen 20 years ago to let them know who really controls this forcing thousands of people to flee the country of Yemen. I remember being in ESOL class in the year 2000, ESOL meaning English speakers of other languages. I remember having a classmate from Yemen, and him and I kind of connected on being both war refugees. We connected on that darkness. But now when I think about it as an adult, now I know why he was in that class. And what's crazy is, hardly any news sources ever covered this Yemen war. I didn't hear about it. Even as a child, I would have known. Yes, I was like 12 or 11 when this happened, but I would have known about it. I didn't hear about this until like last year, dude. They didn't even teach us this in college. I have an American history degree. Of course, you know American colleges aren't going to teach you this. American colleges only teach you what they want you to know. Now, the connection between China, Iran, and other countries that trade with the US, EU, etc. The United States knows that this Ben Gurion Canal is the key. It's the missing piece to the puzzle to controlling everything in the world. Trading, oil, they already trade in US dollars, and US oil is being bought in US dollars. This would solidify their plans. And honestly, thinking about it now, with Egypt having the world's balls in their hands, with controlling the Suez Canal, trading and everything, they could end the war in Gaza tomorrow. They could stop the fighting immediately, actually. But Egypt knows if they did that, they would be the ones getting bombarded next. And world leaders would be cool with it. I mean, think about it. After World War II, Israel was placed in the Holy Land, as religious people like to call it that. They used religion to justify putting it there, which happens to conveniently be in one of the biggest oil and trading locations in the world. I just find that a bit fishy. The United States and its allies know the significance of that part of the world. They know that Arab nations can come together immediately and give them a big middle finger. They all speak a common tongue, they're all in the same location, super close to each other too. Why do you think the US, UK, EU, etc. made a common language? Why do you think the English language is the world language? The 111 countries in Europe, they all needed a way to communicate. And they're afraid. They know how important oil and trade are to that part of the world. They know that the Suez Canal can only have one boat at a time going up and down. The Ben Gurion Canal would be able to carry up to 4 boats up and down. Ben Gurion would even be built on a type of soil which would make it easier to be built. They know exactly what they're doing. This is why there's no ceasefire order from any world leaders. Not from Joe Biden, not from any US senator or congressperson. No one. They know what this is about, and they will continue letting this atrocity happen. They'll continue to blame it on Hamas, and know when I tell you, Hamas is just a facade. It's a blanket that they're using to cover up the genocide that's happening. Hamas is just a tool that they're using to justify unaliving human beings, forcing them to flee. And some Palestinians, bro, they aren't even allowed to leave the country. They want to get rid of all of them so that this piece of land is theirs. Hamas is definitely a terrorist group. No one is discounting that. And they are horrible people. They should absolutely be stopped. But know this, Hamas is just a cover-up. It's the same as Al-Qaeda, the same as ISIS. Who do you think created ISIS? We did. The United States created both of those with the bullshit that they've been doing for decades in the Middle East. They know that they're using the thing that they created to their benefit. These motherfuckers here known as politicians are disgusting, vile, inhuman motherfuckers that only care about themselves and anyone that's melanin deficient. Now, I've mentioned this at the beginning of the video. Why are almost all politicians in the United States acting like this? Why is old Joe Biden acting like this? Why is there no ceasefire? Because they're all owned and bought by something called AIPAC, American Israeli Public Affairs Committee. Huh. How ironic that a group run by Israelis and Americans is funding American politicians to keep Israel the way it is and let it do whatever it wants, including the continuation of a genocide. If it helps them profit and make money, that's all that matters to them. Here's a list of congressmen and women and senators that are funded by AIPAC. Pause to read if you want to get yourself educated. Also, turn that thumb blue if you're enjoying the video so far. Please, let's spread this video. Let's get the truth out. Let's bring more leftists and progressives into this. Thank you so much, my friends. This whole situation is a big piece of greaseball shit, and it really is hard to address. I'm just confused at the fact that Israel, knowing what these people went through in World War II, are literally allowing the same shit to happen to Palestinians. Am I the only one that finds this asinine? Shutting down the Suez Canal and building the Ben Gurion Canal through the tip of the Gaza Strip is literally what this is about. And the US, UK, EU, etc. are doing nothing about it because this is their project too. They will build this. There is literally no doubt about it. When you got a bunch of white mother that are wanting to take land occupied by people that are not white and build profitable on it, you know it'll happen. I mean, look at America, Africa, Australia, all countries where there were no white people. And look at them now. Please comment your thoughts below. Let me know what you think about this. I know that this is going to trigger a lot of people, and as it should. Our tax money is funding a genocide and we're allowing it to happen over my god body. Comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the comment section. But if you need more leftist content, please check out my next video right here. And please, if you can, support the channel on Patreon. Come get early access to all of my videos, private lives, podcasts, and much more. I'll leave those links right here and in the description below. I really hope to see you there. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly leftist videos, and I am